For the second time in 2 days, I was physically removed from a building. The cold metal of the security guard's hand on my elbow burned like a brand. I stumbled as he pushed me toward the exit, my briefcase slipping from my grasp and spilling its contents, papers, a half-eaten granola bar, a crumpled photo of Alex and me, across the marble floor. Coworkers stared, some with pity, others with the same disgust that had twisted Anna's face and Mrs. Davenport's. No one helped. No one even looked me in the eye. By the time I reached the street, the November wind had picked up, cutting through my blazer like a knife. I stood there for a long time, staring at the towering glass building that had been my professional home for 3 years, trying to wrap my head around how my life had unraveled in 48 hours. I didn't go home right away. Instead, I wandered to a nearby cafe, my shoes squelching in a puddle I'd stepped in without noticing. I ordered a black coffee, but I couldn't drink it. It was too hot, too bitter, a poor match for the numbness spreading through my chest. I pulled out my phone, the same one Anna had given me as a welcome gift, and stared at the screen. The text to Anna still showed that red exclamation mark. I tried calling Alex, but it went to voicemail. He was on his business trip in a different time zone, and I didn't have the energy to leave a message. Instead, I opened my notes app and typed 2 words, "Why me?" It was a question that echoed in my head, loud and relentless, as I watched people pass by the cave window, laughing, talking, living normal lives while mine fell apart. By the time I dragged myself back to my apartment, it was dark. Sarah was already home, sitting on the couch with a glass of wine. She stood up immediately when she saw me, her face softening with concern. "Stella, what happened? You look terrible." I didn't answer. I just collapsed into her arms, and for the first time since I'd landed in Anna's city, I cried, ugly, heaving sobs that left my throat raw and my eyes swollen. Sarah held me, rubbing my back, and didn't say a word until I'd calmed down enough to speak. "I got fired," I whispered, staring at the floor. "Mrs. Davenport fired me on the spot. She said I had to get out, no explanation. And then a coworker called me a slut. The same word Anna's fiancé used. I don't know what I did, Sarah. I swear I didn't do anything." Sarah's jaw tightened. She set her wine glass down and pulled me to the couch, sitting across from me so she could look me in the eye. "This isn't a coincidence," she said firmly. "Anna flipping out on you, then Mrs. Davenport firing you the next day, and both using that same ugly implication. There's something connecting these 2 things. Do you think Anna had something to do with your firing?" I blinked, taken aback by the suggestion. Anna and Mrs. Davenport had never met. Anna lived 800 miles away, in a different state. She didn't even know where I worked. "That doesn't make sense," I said, shaking my head. "Anna's mad at me for some reason, but she can't influence Mrs. Davenport. They're strangers." Sarah leaned forward, her voice lowering. "Strangers can be connected. Think, Stella. Did Anna ever ask you about your job? About Mrs. Davenport? Anything like that?" I closed my eyes, trying to recall our conversations from the past few months. Anna had been so wrapped up in wedding planning, dresses, venues, guest lists, that we'd barely talked about anything else. But then a memory flickered.